showing you one of our new fall recipes. And I am really excited about the braised chicken in our special spiffy new enameled Dutch oven that I've got avocado oil getting warm. I have onions that I am processing in the manual food processor. And excuse me, I'm in my jammies today. I'm just gonna throw the rest of these onion pieces in and get those chopped up really quickly. This thing is super awesome. Alright. And you can see here how they are just diced very quickly. And I'm going to throw those in. Grab my scraper. This recipe actually calls for leeks, but I could not get those in my grocery order this week. So we are doing onions instead, which will be just fine. So we are going to put those in, and I'm going to finish chopping up some bacon. And I love that our flex mats come in multiple colors, so I can do meat on one and veggies on the other. And of course I'm using our executive knives that I love. And I'm going to toss that bacon in and let that fat render just a little bit, because we will need that to braise our chicken. I'm gonna wash my hands, I'll be right back. Okay, that is cooking over medium to medium high heat. I have it on my power burner currently, so if you don't have a power burner, you might turn it up a little bit. Get every piece of bacon. All right. All right, you are gonna let that cook down until it is crispy, about 5 to 7 minutes. And while that is cooking, I am going to get the chicken prepared, and I'm just going to pat it dry and add our lemon pepper seasoning to that. And I'll be right back as soon as we're ready for the next steps. Okay, so our bacon is now super crispy, and you can see, oh, I can hear that pop. You can see that it is browning quite nicely. Do not worry about things sticking in this pan and appearing to be burnt, because not only is the enamel, the cast iron, super easy to clean, it will literally just wipe right off, but we are going to be adding liquid to this that's going to pull all of that yummy, crispy, burnt bits off of the bottom, and that's just flavor, especially when you're dealing with bacon. So we are going to remove this to a pan using our slotted spoon, and I have the chicken flavored up and ready to go. All right, and I'm just going to use my tongs, and you're going to do this in 2 batches, where you take skin side down. I'm going to reduce the heat on this just a bit. Skin side down. You can do thighs, drums. I'm sure you could do breasts too. Probably gonna take a little longer. But essentially you're gonna do this in 2 batches. And you're gonna do 5 minutes on skin side down to get it nice and brown and crispy. You're gonna flip it over for 1 more minute on the other side, and then do the next batch. And then we'll be back for that. Okay, we are back, and man, it smells good in this kitchen. That lemon pepper really smells really fresh and good and savory all at the same time. Our spices, if you don't know, are non-GMO, gluten-free, no preservatives, and very low, if not no sodium. So this is what you're going for this browned skin crispy chicken. So we are gonna take out our second batch and add it to the plate here. Chef tongs are great because they are high heat and they don't damage your cookware with the silicone tips or the nylon tips. Alright, we've got a lot of yumminess on the bottom of that pan. Okay, and then if you were doing leeks, you would add the leeks back in right now. And we're going to do 4 cloves of garlic. And remember, our garlic crust is amazing and you don't have to peel it first. Alright. Just gonna add those in. Pop the skin out, do another one. So easy. It has a little scraper that comes with it that mine is dirty because I used it yesterday. So I'm just using a knife to get off the bits. There. Alright, let that cook for about 30 seconds or so you can smell it, which I can smell it. And then we've got half a cup of wine. And here's my tip for you on the wine. One, get your vent going. But when it comes to wine is a great way to clean off the bottom of the pan and get all of those yummy bits. You're gonna do this for about 3 to 4 minutes until it reduces to half. Alright. And let that reduce down. Pinot Grigio and Sauvignon Blanc are the 2 white cooking wines that you want to use. You can also buy just cooking wine, but who doesn't want to drink wine when they're eating dinner? Unless you don't drink. If you don't drink, then just buy some cooking wine because it works perfectly fine. But if you do, Sauvignon Blanc is really my go-to white cooking wine. Pinot Grigio is good too, but you want a drier, not a sweet white wine. Some Chardonnays would even be okay. The Kim Crawford Sauvignon Blanc is my favorite, super cheap, super delicious wine for cooking and drinking. Alright, oh, it smells so good. It's picking up all of that flavor off the bottom of the pan. And let that keep reducing a little bit more. I might have had a little too much oil on the bottom of my pan because my bacon was pretty fatty. So I'm going to let that reduce just a little bit more. But the next steps from here, I'm going to go ahead and get my herbs prepped. We are going to be putting in butter, Dijon mustard, and flour to create a thicker sauce. And then we are going to do 5 sprigs of fresh thyme. And I wanted to show you that if you don't want to put the whole sprigs in, you can use our herb stripper, and you would just use the very smallest hole there, and I'll show you on one. You literally just put it in, clamp and pull, and it pulls all the little leaves off. Or you could pop it in our super handy herb mill, and you just put the whole sprigs in there or the leaves, and you just turn, and it perfectly dices up herbs, so you don't have to spend forever chopping up herbs. And then when you're done, you pop this off, you take the little foot silicone lid off, and you put this and you pop it in your refrigerator for tomorrow when you need some more for leftovers. So, super handy herbs. All right, that's looking much better. Okay, so we are gonna add 3 tablespoons of butter. Whatever kind of butter you use. And a tablespoon of Dijon mustard, whatever your brand choice is there. We also have Dijon mustard seasoning, so if you don't like Dijon mustard and don't want to keep it on hand, you could easily do the seasoning. All right, we're gonna let that melt. Get that all melty. Ooh, it smells so good. All right, after that, we are gonna add some flour. We are making a roux, which is basically a thickened sauce. And so the roux is your starter for your sauce. And you typically do your fats first, and then your starch, and then your liquid. All right, so now that that is all melted in there, I'm gonna pull this skin out real quick. Do 2 tablespoons of flour. Pull out my measuring spoon here. 1. All right, and it is very important that you do flour right into this and get it all mixed in before you add your liquid, or it will clump on you. So you're gonna get that, and you can see it's foaming. That's okay. You're just gonna make sure it's all mixed in very well and it gets pretty thick. And you can feel it getting pretty thick. That is just the butter and the oil, it's bubbling, so no worries, it's yummy. Okay, and then we've got a cup of chicken broth. And I use chicken stock, but whatever strikes your fancy. All right, pour that in. We are gonna put our bacon and onions back in. And a quick tip, while all that chicken is cooking, do your dishes. That's what I just did. And it's a time saver. So in the end, you just got these few last dishes here, and this guy is so easy to clean. So, and it's like this thick braised, almost like a Marsala wine type of consistency, a mushroom gravy type of consistency. Okay, yummy. We are gonna add the thyme in, and I am going to de-leaf some of this because I like thyme in my food. Use this while I have it up. See how easy that is? Alright. Perfect. I'm going to do a couple more here. Probably not super lefty friendly, but it really does just come right off into the pot, so it's really nice. Alright. I'm going to reduce my heat a little bit. Pull my picture back up. Okay, make sure it's not stuck to, and I'm going to put mine on closer to low. Low to medium is what it says, but mine's a pretty hot burner. And we are gonna add our chicken back in. Remember, this is my meat mat, so keeping it all clean. We are adding the chicken back in. And remember, you can do thighs and drums, whatever combination of chicken that you can find that's a good price. This happened to be a thigh week for me. I'm gonna push it all down in there. I might have a little too much chicken, but hey, that's all right. And then we are going to cover it and let it cook on low to medium heat for 13 to 15 minutes. And then when it's done, I'm gonna decide if we're gonna do rice or potatoes with it. We'll see. Probably rice tonight. All right, we'll be back. Okay, so I just realized that I forgot. You're gonna put 2 cups of spinach on top, and then you're gonna cover, and you're gonna cook. And this is clean. If you have our salad and berry spinner, that's a great way to go ahead and clean and spin out the moisture on your spinach, which is what I'm gonna go put this in and keep it good for a lot longer. And then you're gonna cover it, and you're going to do 13 to 15 minutes until it reaches 165 inside. So we'll get my instant read thermometer out when we're done and make sure it's ready. See you here in a bit. Okay, we are back to do the final plating. I went ahead and did rice, and it is just in our micro cooker. The large one does rice super easily. Make sure you're using your grippers when you're taking them out of the microwave, as it can be a bit warm. So I love meals like this because you can get the whole kitchen clean while it's cooking, and then it's just one pot in the end that you are dirtying up, and it's a super easy pot to clean. So I'm just gonna put a little bit of salt and do a little bit of butter. This is just instant white rice, a cup. It's equal parts water to rice. That's the instant rice. So I did a cup and a half, and it took 7 minutes in the microwave. So I'm just gonna put some rice down. You can see it's super fluffy. It's delicious. We eat it all the time. Anyone else's kids obsessed with rice? Just mine? So I'm going to put down rice first, but you can easily do potatoes, or if you don't want to do starches, then do some frozen veggies. Some spaghetti squash or some zoodles with our spiralizer would be delicious. Okay, and then let's take a look. It sounds good. It's really awesome that this does not get hot. So you can, oh, look at that. Oh my goodness, can you see it? I don't know if I can zoom in, but oh my goodness, it looks so delicious. All right, messed up my camera here. That looks so yummy. So I am going to see the best way to serve this. We have a really awesome ladle, but I think I'm just going to, first let me make sure they're done. So I have our instant read thermometer here. It has a probe that you can stick on it, and it's got a magnet on the back or a clip on the back, so you can clip it on like in the oven if you're doing roast or prime rib or your Thanksgiving Day turkey. You can put the probe in and stick this on the outside of the oven so you know when it's done. Or it's got the instant read that you can do instantly or on the grill. And so it's got on here for the different types of meats what temperatures you want. So for chicken and turkey, you want 165. So I'm gonna stick this in and make sure we are there. We are there. So I am going to take one of these right on top here, on top of Oh, that looks so good. You've got the braised skin, and I'm gonna grab another small one for hubby so he can have two. And then I'm gonna take my spoon here and just get some of that yummy sauce and just ladle it on top so the rice can have some of that yummy sauce. All right, it looks pretty delicious. I'm not gonna lie, I'm very excited about this one. Okay, bon appetit.